Okay, so like I said, this game is dense, but we did come across some things. Actually, kudos to Michael, because Michael found most of this stuff last night. But, so some tips on space combat. First, we learned that if you do the R key, turns your engines on full. So if you don't like clicking around here, R turns it on full, R turns it off full. So that's R. If you do Shift R, then you jump to full impulse, and same thing. Shift R will turn it back off again. That just puts me to regular mode, and you hit R again, and it goes away. So there's that. Now the other thing is for combat. So this is one of the many instances that they have where you can show up and just attack people. Always fun. And normally this is made for groups, so I'm probably going to blow up a couple times here, but maybe not. So now they have this Klingon battle cruiser here. And so first of all, you have to be within 10 kilometers before you can do anything. Phasers or photon torpedoes. Hopefully this guy won't kill everybody. And I could warp to him. I shouldn't do that. There you go. So now what I can do is I can shoot at him. If I hit the space bar will fire all the weapons that you have that can hit him. Well, all your phasers, right? And then this one down here is the photon torpedo. So I'd actually have to hit that button or the 8 key if I wanted to fire a photon torpedo. But Michael showed us that you can come to your weapons, right-click them, and they get this little green box around them. Right-click that one, right-click this one, and right-click that one. And then what that'll do, find them again, that puts it on auto-targeting. So then if I hit the space bar, hit the space bar once, and it fires basically all of my weapons. Now normally you wouldn't want to fire your photon torpedoes when their shield's up because it doesn't do much, but you have an infinite supply of photon torpedoes, or functionally infinite, so who cares? Wow. That guy is high. So now, so basically, I hit him once, right? And I hit the spacebar once, and it's firing, and it's still firing. And if I rotate my ship, so I get a good angle, where my rear phasers can also fire, it'll do it too. So that way you can just focus on maneuvering and not actually, you know, when to fire your phasers or when to fire your photon torpedoes or whatever. And now you can set it. And actually, you know what? Here, I'll exit the sector so we can do the last little bit of talking here. If you go to the options and you, here, let me move away to get rid of this engage enemy thing. That's just going to be in the way. There you go. Alright, so if you go in the options, right, and you can go over here to controls, I believe it is, and so there's this option here for auto attack. And so, you know, that thing I said, when you right click it, and you can tell now it stays active. So everything is kind of outlined in green here. Because if I took it off, it wouldn't. It'd just be gray. So since it's outlined in green, it's going to auto fire. And so your options here are, you can like turn it off so it doesn't work. You can have, if you change your target, it stops firing. If you have this one so it never cancels, and that one is if you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies and you blow up one, it'll go and it'll start shooting at the next guy that's in range. And then when that guy blows up, he'll go at the next guy in range, and you only hit the space bar the one time to get to start. This one, and so target change is what happens is you blow up one guy, and then it'll finish firing its volley, so it'll pick another target, and then after that you'll have to hit the space bar again in order to get to start targeting. And then this one, non-combat, cancels, cutscene or whatever, that. And then there's this one where it only stays on as long as you hold down the button, which, I don't know, it's up to you. So I have it on target change cancels, so you do that, and then you can come in here and there's all these different options on how you want it to affect your targeting. Do you want it to target off screen? Do you want it to auto targeting pets? That's when you're on the surface, obviously. You can have it so if whoever shoots you is the next person that you target. There's a whole bunch of things. So look at it, play it around with it, and see what you like. And then the other thing that we came across, hey, I'm just a bunch of hands. Well, that's nice. There you go. So the other thing was, when I said in the other video, why am I walking around in battle armor when I'm on my ship? Well, because that's this kit I have, this body armor kit that I have. But there's a button here, and you can click that, and then it won't show up. So when you go to the starbase or whatever, you can be in your actual uniform and not, look like the Terminator. Same thing with your weapons. So as it stands right now, I would be in this uniform when I go to starbase with this gun hanging off my back. Or I can turn that off, and then I would just be a regular officer walking around the place. So I thought that was also kind of cool. So there you go. If we come across anything else, I'll make another video. Just just making them as we see it, because there's a lot of stuff here, and it's a lot easier for you to see it instead of me telling it to you while we're playing, and you say, well, I don't see that button. Anyway, so there you go.